Bakit by component? Type pa siguro si engineer. Okay, para makasave tayo ng time. So for me also, the best approach here is by component. Bakit? So if you're going to use the closed polygon, parang ang dami mong hindi triangle yung ano mo, hindi triangle yung, for example, in this problem. Okay? So if we will start with F1, F1 is going there, F2 is going there, and F3, siguro ganyan, F3 is going down, then F4 is going here. So this is F1, this is F2, this is F3, and this is F4. So hindi siya triangle, di ba? So if you can still use the closed polygon method, but you have to break this down into triangles, series of triangles. So it's either here, you can make a diagonal here, solve for this value, then so because our tool is only the sine law and the cosine law. Those are laws of triangles. So if you have this kind of polygon, you have to break down this into series of triangles. So that's why I ask you, para sa kita nyo pa lang yung question, matatagalan ako pagka closed polygon. Mas mabilis pagka by component. So isang tip yon, pag merong maraming forces, for example on this problem, mas maganda kung by component. Sa board exam naman, normally, so nakikita ko mga question is, yung hinihingi lang is what is the x component of the resultant force, what is the y component of the resultant force, then what is the resultant force. Kung meron mang extra, what is the angle from the horizontal or from any reference of the resultant force. So, may sagot si Sir Arnold dito. Kasi precise yung magiging value ko, sir, by getting forces x and y. At saka complicated yung polygon. Tama. Complicated talaga. Parang relasyon complicated. Okay, sige. Isa-solve natin ito, ha? So, actually, meron ako dito. Screenshot ko na ito kagabi. Napuyat ako kaki-screenshot. Screenshot na napuyat. Okay, so we'll make this one as our sample problem number 2. So, sample problem number 2. Ito kasing question na to, ito, parang application ito eh. Pero, sundan muna natin ang similar question. So, ganito siya. Okay? So this is our problem. So the question is, what is R? What is the resultant value? And what is the angle from X? Okay? Angle from X. So you can start solving at your end while I'm also solving here. Okay? So if you recall, so we have this axis x, y, and x-axis. So if you're going to take the component along x-axis, so it's just like f cosine. That is the x component. If you're going to take the y component, f sine. But this is not always the case. It depends on the angle kung saan siya naka-reference. Okay? So I will not recommend this one. Better to use the diagram. Delete ko lang ito. Okay? Okay. So ang gagawin natin, i-breakdown natin into components itong 4 forces. So F1, yung F1, meron tayong F1, F1x, and F1y. So this is F1, ibang kulay. So F1y, this is F1x. Okay? So, again dito, so meron tayong meron tayo ditong f2x and this is f2y. Okay? Then f3 is already on the y. f3 equals f3y equals 110. Then f4 meron tayo dito f4x and then meron tayo dito f4y. Okay, meron ba kayong question dito? Yung mga x and y component? Wala. So, proceed tayo. So, calculate natin yung mga component from this diagram. Okay, so we'll start for the force F1. Ano tayo? Dito na lang. Ito natin ang right. Okay. So we'll start sa F1. So F1x equals F1. Anong gagamitin natin? F1x is on the horizontal and this is angle 30. Is it sine or cosine? So, cosine, correct. So F1 cosine 30 degrees, which is 150 cosine 30. Okay. So what is this value? So F1y, calculate ako ng F1x. So F1y is F1 sine of 30. So equals 150 sine of 30. So F1 is 129.9. 120. Is it 129.9 or 120.9? Calculate natin. So there should be 150 cosine of 30. 129.9. So it should be 129.9. Thank you, engineer. Yan, dami na sumagot. So 129.9. F1y is 75. Is it 75? So consistent tayo sa unit. Yan. Okay. Okay. Then for the F2, so F2x equals F2 dito sa F2. Anong gagamitin natin sa x? Is it sine or cosine? F2x. This is F2x, this one. And this is our F2. This is the angle. Is it sine or cosine? So, merong sumagot ng sine. Merong sumagot ng sine 80. Sine 20. Sine 20. Okay. So, it should be sine 20. So, since this is the angle, so F2x is opposite, so we are going to use the sine. F2y is adjacent of this angle 20. This is, so we're going to use cosine for F2y. Here in F1, F1x is adjacent to angle 30. So that's why we use cosine. And F1y is opposite to angle 30. That's why we use the sine. Okay? Okay? So F2 sine of 20. F2 is 80 sine of 20. Then F2y is F2 cosine of 20, which is 80 cosine of 20. So, anong value dito? Yes, tama yung may mga sokatoa. Si Engineer Mark, meron ding maraming ano yan eh, mga mabilis intindihin na ano bang tawag yan, para yung mga formula. Engineer Mark, share mo nga yung ano mo dyan, mga... Andun ba si Engineer Mark? Malis yata. Ayan, si Mark Anthony Fernandez.
Choppy.
Anong chubby? Choppy ba? Okay. So, anong value nitong F2x? F2x is... Pero merong mga technique dyan eh. Si Engineer Mark ang nag-share sa akin ng mga paano yung mga sukatoa, mga ganon. Mabilis intindihin yung mga formula. I mean, mabilis ma-memorize.
Share mo na, Engineer Mark.
Share mo na daw, Engineer Mark. Iniisipan yata niya, nakalimutan siguro. 80 sine 20. So, 27.36. 27.36. Then F2y is 80 sine of 20. So, bakit same lang? Cosine pala ito. So, 80 cosine of 20. 75.175. So, these are in Newton. This is in Newton also. Okay? Then, F3. Sa F3, meron tayong F3x. Sa F3, anong component natin sa x direction? Guys, this is our F3. Anong component along x direction? From this diagram, from the free body diagram. 0. Kasi directly vertical siya, going downward. So F3 is 0, F3x is 0, and F3y equals the F3. Diba? So 110 Newton. Then F4. F4. This is the F4. So F4x is what? Which formula we are going to use? Cosine or sine? The F4x. So F4 is this one, and x is here, and the angle is here. So it should be cosine kasi nga adjacent. So our angle is 15. So F4x is adjacent to 15. Ito yung adjacent niya. So F4x is F4 cosine of 15, and F4y is F4 sine of 15. So F4x is F4 is how much? 100. So 100 cosine of 15. Pa-calculate na lang po. F4y is 100 sine of 15. So 100 cosine of 15. 96.59. 593. So 96.593. Tapos F4y, 100 sine of 15. Engineer, 25.882. Okay. 25.882 Newton. This is Newton. Okay. So now we're going to get the net forces along X and along Y. So in getting the net forces, so consistent tayo dapat dun sa direction. So if it's in the horizontal direction, and it's going to the right, positive siya. If it's going to the left, negative siya. Okay? So solving for Rx and Ry, so we're going to do the summation of force along X direction. such that going to the right is positive. Okay, so Rx equals F1x plus F2x plus F3x plus F4x. Okay, so Rx equals, ano yung F1x natin? Ito, di ba? 129.9. Ito. So Rx is 129.9 plus F2x is 27.36. So 27.36. Tapos F3x is 0 and F4x is 96.593. So Rx equals, makalculate po. Yeah, tama, may negative. So Engineer Jeffrey, yeah, it's correct. So yung F2x, bakit negative? Kasi it's going to the left. So F1x is to the right. F2x is negative, tama. So thank you, Engineer Jeffrey. Yan, to the left siya. So F2x should be, this should be negative. This one. So this is negative kasi it's going to the left. So, pa-calculate nito, anong value? 199.135. 199.135 Newton. Then, summation of forces along Y such that going up is positive. Going up is positive. So Ry equals R1y plus R2y plus R3y plus R4y. Then Ry equals R1y is, what is R1y? F1y. It should be F. This is not R. It should be F. F1y, F2y, F3y, F4y. Okay, so F1y is how much? F1y is 75. This one. 75. So 75 positive since it is going up, F1y. Then F2y is also going up, so it will be positive. So F2y is 75.175. 75.175 plus F3y. F3y is going down, so it will be negative. So, negative ito. The negative itong F3y, which is 110. Then F4y is again negative. So F4y is again negative since it's going down here. So F4y is 25.882. So 25.882. So Ry equals 14.293. 14 point, is it positive or negative? Positive, huh? 14.293 Newton. Okay. So R, so solving for R, it's equal to square root of Rx is 199.135 squared plus 14.293 squared. So what is the value? 199.647 Newton. Okay? Kasi minsan, Newton yung given, tapos yung choice is kilonewton. So, minsan, convert natin. Tingnan natin yung answer ni Sir Louie kung tama ba yung sagot natin. Ayan. The best talaga kayo. So, 199.6 Newton. So, tama tayo. Okay? So, yung angle na lang. So, isolve nyo nga itong angle kung 4.1 degrees ba. So, tama yung ano natin, 199.647. So, solve nyo yung angle. Solve nyo yung angle. 4.1 po. Ang bilis ah. So, angle. So, theta, di ba? Gamitan natin ang tangent. Theta equals the arc tangent of Rx over Ry. So, but we have to be consistent. So, dito naman in this case is positive naman lahat eh. So, Rx is positive and Ry is positive. Ry is positive. So, if you're going to plot it in the plane, so Rx is here and Ry is there. This is your R, diba? And this is your theta. Okay? So by using the tangent, so opposite over adjacent. It should be Ry. It should be Ry. Tama po. Thank you, Engineer Roman. Ayos ah. Wala pa lang natutulog. Nakikinig. Best talaga yung grupo na to. Kami nun, naabangan lang namin yung snacks eh.
Pandesal.
Pandesal.
At
Dito ba may libreng kain din?
pa-deliver namin, engineer, sa inyo lang po.
Ipa-Zoomato.
Oh, Zoomato.
Kasi naka-Zoom tayo eh. So yung kain natin, Zoomato.
Zoomato.
So Ry over Rx. So Ry is 14. Anong value nito? So arc tangent of 14.293 over 199.135. Okay, so may sumunod na 4.1. We'll see. So 14.293 divided by 199.135 plus then arc tangent of the answer. So 4.1. The best talaga kayo. So 4.1 degrees. Tama. Ayos. Pasado na sa design pa lang.
Engineer, may share ako sa calcu pagkuha ng resultant at saka theta.
Sige nga, i-stop share
I-ano
ko.
mo yung calcu mo. I-ano mo, sasabihan kita paano ipindot. Ipakita mo yung calcu mo.
Sige.